Good morning. This is Art Lieberman for Stress Relief for Teachers. And I am going to show you today how a Twitter chat is done. And we're at one of my favorites. This chat is called, we're not there yet, you're looking at my home page. This is what a Twitter feed looks like. I have lots of things to look at if I want to. I can never look at them all. That's not a concern in Twitter. And tweeters know that. And this shows you up here how many people I'm following, how many people follow me, and how many times I've tweeted. And the main thing you're going to see me doing, I'm going to have several tabs open during the tweet. And one is the home tab, which I won't go to much during the tweet. And I will have this notification tab open. That will show me numbers whenever somebody notifies me of something or other. And then I'm going to go over here and I'm going to go hashtag SatChatWC. Okay. And I am going to save that and I'm going to copy it, because every time I decide to write something, it says up here, SatChat. Ooh, I did something wrong, didn't I? Look at that. SatChatWC. Let's not do that. Let's put the T in there. Okay, and I'll recopy that. Okay, and when you get to this page, you'll start to see people who are already tweeting a little bit. Typically, you'll see people say things, and some of the leaders are Dave Burgess, the author of Teach Like a Pirate, and his wife, Shelly Burgess. And she's saying here, starts in 10 minutes. Well, that was 9 minutes ago. She says, we will rethink, reimagine, redesign some of these traditional school practices. And sometimes when you look down here, you can actually find that somebody has posted ahead of time the questions, and they'll tell you who's going to be leading the chat, that kind of thing. But I don't see that right up. I might be missing it. It really doesn't matter yet. And then I'm going to click this button, live. And top and live are different and important. Okay, so live means you're going to see all the chats, and they're going to start coming very fast. This is a fast chat. Some are slow, some are fast. And typically what people do at the beginning of a chat is they make some introductory comments, and I'm going to start by doing that right now. And I'm going to put the SatChat hashtag. This is called a hashtag. And I'm going to say who I am. And I'm going to say good morning, and they'll know I'm here. And then I click on the new results, and in a few seconds, you'll see something change up here that says I'm here. And I'm going to let them know what I'm doing too. Say I'm screencasting today to teach how to Twitter chat. Okay, now you can just sign in here and just watch. You don't have to even say that you're there. It's not necessary if you're a little shy about it. And now you see my chat, Art from Texas, showed up. It took, what, 20, 30 seconds to actually show up. It depends on lots of different factors. And I'm seeing a lot of regular people here. By the way, if I cursor over like this, I can see in the little blue button over here, whoops, whether I follow this person or not. and Andrea is somebody I've seen in a lot of chats over a while, has a lot of interesting things to say, for instance, so I decided to follow her. Now, if you go down here, you see that Shelly Burgess came back and said hi, and that's a typical thing. And okay, and you can write down whatever you want. And that that was a notification, and it also shows up on my notification tab. And it's the same thing right here. So if you saw it down there, you'll see it over here also. Okay, that's the way mine works. Notice it says up here too, and Darren's asking me about a live chat, and Tyler, yes, plan to be there. Okay, so all right, and back into the chat, and you can see this starts going pretty fast, and this shows you how long ago they actually threw these in, and it's a lot of people saying hi and whatnot. And if I cursor over, I can see if I have followed them before. Like this person, I have not, so it's white. And I have an interesting problem because Twitter only lets you follow 2,000 people to begin with. And I have a new notification, so I'm gonna go over here and click on this, and people have favorited when I said I'm screencasting today to teach how to Twitter chat. And these are different people that I follow, and favoriting is a way of saying, hey, I just read what you said, and I wanted to let you know that I read it. And it's also a way to go back to it later. So if you don't want to miss it, you can go back to it later. Okay, and so all right, and everybody just still saying good morning. And I don't really know who's leading the chat yet today. It might be one of the, gosh, what do you call the people that actually run the chat all the time? I don't know what their title is, but, I think Dr. Jolly is one of them. And what a great name, huh? Dr. Jolly. And I'm sure that Shelly Burgess is one. But they usually get other people to host it, you know, so they'll be there. And I've had the opportunity to host it twice this summer already, and it is a gas to do. You're just like thinking like crazy, and it's a lot of fun. But still people saying hello. Here's somebody else from Texas, like I am, and I told them all that I'm from Texas. All right, and I'm just scrolling through. You can see lots of great people. Beth is somebody you see on a lot of chats. I believe she's a principal. Let's see, it says down here who she is, and people will generally say a little bit about who they are, and it can give you an idea about whether you want to follow them or not. Since I only have about 5 people to spare before Twitter says, no, I'm not going to let you do this anymore, and not going to let you add any more people, I'm really choosy right now about who I follow. And before the chat, I actually went and unfollowed some businesses. Pretty much I follow educators, and when I do, it's rare for me to drop them. People don't tend to get their feelings hurt if they get dropped on Twitter. It's not like Facebook where somebody might take it personally. And just so you know that. And it's also not like Facebook. You know, Facebook, when you start getting a few hundred people, it just feels overwhelming sometimes in that news feed. At least I think so. But on Twitter, it just seems like the more the merrier. I don't know. That's my opinion. And any time of day I can get on here, and there are people from all over the world. Oh, here's our first question. And I think that this means that Shelly is the actual moderator today. And she says, Eds are setting up classrooms for the new year. how do we shake up the traditional classroom space? And you'll see on here that there's a lot of progressive teaching ideas, new. They're always, if you want to find out what the new stuff is, come on Twitter, and you're going to see several of them. And it doesn't mean you have to agree with it necessarily, but it can make you think, and that's a good thing. So usually I try to think of an answer real fast. I will be honest though, in terms of a classroom space, I like things pretty normal. So my son came in today and helped me set up my classroom. At least I think it's pretty normal, but it adds for a lot of variety and things like that. Now you see what I'm doing here. I put the hashtag in. If I don't put the hashtag in, the people in this chat won't see it. Just all my regular followers will. And then A1 stands for answer 1, and I'm going to let them know I like the I put my desks in groups of 4, and we do a lot of movement. And we move them around easily. You can see that that's what I've written. I don't know if I can really type and talk at the same time. So if you see me typing, I'll probably be quiet. So and I wrote that I'm intrigued by the no desk idea, and I bet some of them will talk about that. That is a newish thing in teaching. I don't know if middle school classrooms are doing it or not, but here's somebody said A1, leave up to individual teachers, yet Monday first staff meeting, encouraged to shake it up. Okay, now this person is an administrator, and so on this particular chat you get teachers, administrators, you get superintendents, and I like that particular mix. And so you can see what everybody is saying. I'm gonna go up here and check my notifications. Okay, and somebody responding to what I said earlier. Okay, and it's not unusual for people on these chats to talk about what they're drinking in terms of coffee in the morning. The other kinds of drinks aren't typically discussed. But coffee is a big topic because it's morning. And this is SatChat WC, which stands for SatChat West Coast, but people from all over the country and even all over the world will jump in on it. There are at least 4 different SatChats that I'm aware of. 3 of them I've gotten involved with. There's the one just called SatChat. You got to be up at 6:30 in the morning to get the beginning of that, at least Central Time you have to. And that's basically the East Coast version. But the topics aren't related. They're completely different. It's great to get to both of them though. If I get up early, I'll check both of them. And then there's this one, SatChat WC, which is SatChat West Coast. And one of the more interesting ones is SatChat OC, which is on Friday night, Friday evening, 5:30 or 6:30. I've forgotten the start time. It's hard for me to catch it, but I sure like catching it. And what happens with that one, and I think the reason I like it is it's really designed for people who are in Australia, New Zealand, Singapore, in that area. And you get a whole different flavor. They're dealing with a lot of the same issues, though, that we are in North America. And I find that especially interesting. So I am going to click and see what the new results are. And remember, it's people talking and answering questions about about what they're doing with the setup of their classroom. Here someone says, I keep the walls completely blank. Nothing is more inviting than student work and hooks during the year. And now I can, if I like that, I can do one of two things. I can favorite it, and that tells Christina that I like it. And since I like that a lot, I'm going to follow Christina also. Okay, and I can retweet it. All right, if I want, and add a comment. I like the blank wall idea. It's pretty much what I have going on. Okay, so I added my comments there. I hit tweet, and what happens then when I retweet is I take hers and I say, I like that so much, I want everybody to know what she said, and then they'll see my comment with it too. Okay, and and here it says they just got lots of ideas from their symposium that they went to. And then, wow, look at that classroom space right there, huh? That's something else, right? And you see down here, Christina followed me back, okay? And that's a pretty normal kind of thing that happens on Twitter, unless somebody is stuck. And she also favorited what I said, okay? Now I have notifications. Notice it says 2 here and 1 there. Well, that just means you need some refreshing. And so I'm going to click this refresh button up here. And it just says some of the things down here. Okay. Now, I will warn you that particularly once things start trending, and I don't see this trending yet, but once it starts trending, sometimes you'll get some really strange things up here that aren't really people following the chat. They are either just trying to sometimes disrupt the chat or advertise into the chat. So, but that's pretty rare, even when it does trend, but it can happen. And that's just a little warning. And the disruptions don't last long, and you can block them by, you go to this little thing right here, and then you go down to block, okay, which I'm not going to do to Shelly because I like what she has to say. Okay. And this is a fun little thing right here. He is advertising a live version of the chat, which I plan to attend my own self on Saturday at this cafe in Tyler. Oh, here's question 2. And by the way, what I should be doing is following now. Here's what I do. I follow, not follow, I already follow her, but I open up the tabs of her tweets because I know she's running the chat, and it really helps. Follow, because sometimes you miss the question and you go, wow, oh, I can see people are answering a new question. They're on question 2. I missed it. And you just click over here to this tab and get it. Okay. She says, worksheets are admittedly a pet peeve of mine. How do we shake up the assignments we give kids? What a great question. And I'm going to retweet that because I want for all of my followers to see that, most of whom are teachers, by the way. That's what I do with Twitter mainly, is I do teaching stuff. I follow teachers and they follow me. So, all right. And so now if I'm thinking about worksheets, wow. Worksheets. I just can't think. I'm trying to talk to you all and trying to think at the same time is kind of hard. But worksheets. What do we not like about worksheets? Lots of things. So sometimes I still use them. I think they should be used sometimes, but less and less and less and less. I think a lot of times they are the lazy option. So CRSS, that stands for students, and TS stands for teachers. Get, okay, 10 minutes per station. Ding. Okay, and then you notice the little pink, that means I went over and Twitter won't publish it. So you go and take something out and like that, and now it'll publish. Okay, and all right, hopefully I did that right. So now we'll go back to see what everybody is saying. Okay, and all right. And I've been talking to y'all for about 20 minutes, so you probably have the idea by now. And I will shut up in a minute. And I'm just curious, what are people saying about this? No more worksheets. Shift work to student created using both oral and written activities that require thinking and language. I like that. And I think I follow Mark already. And then here somebody retweeted me. That means they liked it so much they wanted to share it with all of their followers. So okay. One, do this. Two, this. Or three, a this of your choice to demonstrate learning. Yeah, that's good. I like that too. Actually what I want to do is save this. Now there's a way that people can save chats. I don't really know how it's done. I need to learn, because these questions are so good that I'm going to want to go back and see what some of this is. But it's called Storify, Storify. But on Twitter itself, it can be really hard to go back and look at chats sometimes. You can go back and look at your own comments and the conversations you got in. All right. So let's see. I'm going to look at these notifications because I have several now. I'm going to click here and just refresh the page. And I've already let him know that I am in, and for that, here's 3 different people who have followed me, which I'm very happy about, because if I can get my followers up to 2,000, I think that Twitter will lift my limit, and I'll be able to follow more teachers yet. So that's kind of where I'm at with that. And here is yeah, right here, here's somebody that's commented on what I've said. I'm going to hit that favorite idea to, okay, somebody, this little thing came up, and it's letting me know that it didn't like what I just did. So I'm going to hit favorite again. Twitter does that. It hangs up on the thing you do, but it tells you, okay? So there you have it. That's how you get involved in a Twitter chat. That's about 20 minutes into this chat. The chat will go for an hour. And if you just need some ideas, you need some inspiration, you want to talk to other teachers, you want to meet other teachers, it's a great way to do it. And you see all kinds of interesting people. It's not just teachers. I said teachers. It's educators. That would be the right word. And they're people who have progressive, forward-thinking ideas. They're trying to go in a great direction. They're trying to think ahead. They're trying to be creative. And I love all of that. And I can't tell you how many times I've just kind of been exhausted from a week, and I show up on a Saturday morning, and after I hit this, I'm ready to go. And I often actually just do the chat right in my classroom. So I'm going to turn off the screencast and just stay involved in the chat, so I don't have to keep talking. I can actually chat. But so all right. So, and I hope this has been helpful to you. It's been interesting for me. I find it hard to talk and type at the same time. So this is Art Lieberman with Stress Relief for Teachers. you can find my blog at stressreliefforteachers.net. And I wrote a book just recently. It's called 62 Mistakes Teachers Make. And one of the mistakes I talk about in there is not using Twitter. So, and I think you can see now how helpful it is. Have a great day.